Hello and welcome to Todd Plays Games, where today we're taking a look at Vanko Lamrogan, the spiciest of all spicy boys. Again, as voted for by you, the fantastic community behind this channel, we are bringing Vanko into Palace of Ice, returning with Kolgar, we've already talked about, and again, he will be level 10. What I'll probably do when we get into it, you can level them up. Kolgar will already be level 10, but we'll level everybody up at that time so you can see sort of progression and how we're taking these characters. A few things to note about Vanko. He has a brother called Josh. I think we said that's now canon. He's a Dragonborn. He's a very handsome looking Dragonborn. He has lots of spikes and horns and a beautiful little tail. Well, it's not so little. I think we went with the thickest tail we'd find. He is green, which means... Does it mean? No, it doesn't, because we went gold dragon. Right, okay, fair enough. It means nothing, he just looks cool. I like this guy. I do like this guy. He frustrates me a little bit, but when he's popping off eldritch blasts, like, I like this guy so much. He's a warlock, so charisma is his big thing. We've gone down the tree route. So the tree is melee focus. For me, basically. We'll touch on it as we level him up. But basically, level 1, if he takes a hit within melee, a branch comes out of his chest and he groups them, basically, and hits them back for D6 damage, I think it is at the start. Very nice. And it builds in, there's more stuff with the tree that just really builds into being quite an obnoxious melee fighter who dishes out when he gets hit, and he can take a bit of punishment. We went sellsword, which gives him medium armor straight off the bat as well. It's the only way that a warlock can get medium armor, and for a melee warlock, you want the medium armor. And I'm pretty sure we'd already picked Back to the Blade. No, we picked that at level 3, but we will be going back to the blade, so he will be focusing on martial weapons, be it longsword, maybe greatsword, I'm not entirely sure, but he is going to be just hopefully as big a beat stick, maybe not as much as Kolgar, but that's the idea. He's going to be good at range with eldritch blast and a few other spells that will work into him, but he's also going to be able to take some punishment and dish it out in melee. That's the idea. So I curated these. We re-rolled them quite a bit. Dragonborns do get a bonus to charisma anyway, but 19 charisma, really good start, and level 4 what we'll probably look to do is take a feat that'll boost his charisma up a little bit. We may even just do the ability thing just to bump up his con as well, to give him a little bit more health, because health is so big for a melee guy. His strength is good, but honestly nothing else matters outside of charisma for a warlock. Charisma is their casting, and charisma is their melee hits when you go with Back to the Blade. And they also have some really obnoxious stuff where they can just basically say, yeah, okay, I'm going to do damage on my eldritch blast, and then I'm just going to add my charisma modifier onto it. So the higher we get that, the more damage he does. Very good, and it works very well with pact magic. And oh, what's the spell? Malediction. Because Malediction is an extra 1d6 on top of all the damage they do. So, universal, not quite as hard-hitting tanky as Kolgar's going to be, but he is again a part of our two-front line that I like to do with our melee characters. Touched on Dragonborn. We went gold, so he is fiery. I mean, he's spicy. It makes sense. How did I forget that? He has damage resistance to fire, which could be huge. I mean, Palace of Ice sounds like it's going to be wintry. Maybe not, but fingers crossed that's a good choice. And Fire Breath. If you remember our co-op campaign with TC, he could never get this to work. But I actually had some fun with it, and it is, again, if you got a couple of people in front of you or they're grouping up in front of you, it's a nice little quick, one use, one per long rest, cone action, where you just 3 cells out, breathe fire. He's a Dragonborn. Makes perfect sense. And it adds a little bit more fun into the melee playstyle. Warlock stuff, there's not really much that we need to touch on here. He can do smithing, We can make our arrows and bolts. He has medium armor, which is big. Pact magic, we'll operate that at level 3. We'll go into all the levels as we get there. I think everything else is fairly straightforward. We have a way of getting martial weapons. Don't worry about that. Piercing branch, so this is it. Every time... whenever an enemy hits you with a melee attack, they take 1d6 damage back. Very nice. Very, very nice. I love the Warlock class. It's one of my... Warlock and Monks are my favourite classes. I'm not a magic fan. I don't play sorcerers, I don't play wizards, I don't really care about the magic stuff. I'd rather have a guy with a sword, basically. But this is a wonderful blend of magic and sort of the physical sword-based combat. So yeah, really looking forward to this guy. Not so high in dex, +2. It's okay, it's pretty good. We'll work on getting his con up, we'll work on getting his charisma up as well. Nothing else matters here, in all honesty. He's good at deception, he's good at intimidation. I mean, he looks... Not only does he look a bit shady, but like if you met him down a dark alley, you're going to be terrified. As we say, smith's tools, crafting, yeah, we'll see. We need to get someone who can enchant armor. I don't know who's going to be able to do that at this point in time, honestly. And then spell-wise, just very quickly, Eldritch Blast is just a pivotal Warlock spell. It's cantrip, so you can just keep doing it. You can even cast other spells and do it. Is it level 11? Yeah, so at level 5, he's automatically going to stack, because we hit level 10 with 2 Eldritch Blast at level 11, so next level up, very early on, probably. He's going to be doing 3 1d10 force damage, plus all the extras he can put on, and he can just do it all the time. It's never going to run out. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. And we also have True Strike, which I quite like. Again, it's cantrip, so we can do it whenever we want. We're never going to run out. What it does is basically gives whoever is going to attack that target that it's cast on advantage on the next attack. So again, in melee, Eldritch Blast is at a disadvantage, so that is maybe just a nice... We'll pop this on. Someone's going to take a big hit next time round. Malediction we've touched on. It's timed, but when you kill somebody with it on, you just move it to the next enemy, so it creates quite a nice little way around it, and it's an extra 1d10 magical damage. Why wouldn't you? And Hellish Rebuke. So Hellish Rebuke is burns spell slots, so we think by level 10 we'd have 3 spell slots. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we'd have 3. One of them is always going to be Malediction, but that stays around. And with how Warlock spells work, they level up, but I think at this point they'll be level 5, so they will always cast a level 5 spell. They don't have individual slots, you can't level up certain powers and use weaker ones. They're always going to be at level 5. Pretty good. Hellish Rebuke is if you take damage and a creature is within 12 cubes of you, you can just click your fingers, send fire damage back. At level 10... No, not level 10. If it is a level 5 spell, it's going to be something like 6 or 7 dice back at them. No, it's going to be 6 dice back at them. 6d10 fire damage. In a Palace of Ice, if we're against cold creatures, that's going to be brutal. And it's so much fun to do. Just quick reaction. Yeah. Yeah, I love Warlocks. I love Warlocks, and I do like Vanko. I'm quite pleased that you brought him back. I was hoping you'd bring back Layla, if I'm honest. But our good old spicy boy, he's pretty good. He probably won't be using a spear. Let me put it that way. And I've got some really nice medium armor for him, I think, if everything goes to plan. But yeah, Vanko's coming back. I'm very happy about it. He's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully he's going to dish out some damage. Okay. It's 2 down. 2 more to go. And we've still got that mystery one. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.